Hello, hello, people of the internet. We continue on with the trading caravan. Last we left off, we fought a real spicy orc Sea of Tents camp with some sort of greedily acquired bros that probably had no business doing it. Hey, Sins. Hello, hello. And yeah, we last left off acquiring this absolutely perfect, beautiful, delicious dragon tongue of splendor. An expertly cast iron barrel with a long wooden handle. It fires shrapnel in a cone that can hit multiple targets with one shot. But we don't have a powder bag. So what are your thoughts on the validity of a real run that starts by choosing caravans with either Adren or polearm? I don't know. I guess sort of depends on how you define validity. Just like that kind of cheese from a content perspective. I'm inclined to agree, but I guess I'm not sure. I'd have to think about it, because I do think it's a pretty different prospect when you're looking at explored versus unexplored and a number of other factors. I mean, sort of depends on the seed. Some seeds, I mean, I don't know. I haven't really given that much thought, if we're being totally honest. I guess I feel like it's relatively fairly valid, but I don't know. Right. Yeah, I mean, it's fairly low reward, but it's also low risk, because caravans are, you know, pretty derpy. So, I don't know. Kind of depends on the nature of how it's done. So, like, for example, it is possible to cheese the Barbarian Madman. You have to get like a whole set of constraints sort of lined up with a very heavy 6 AP weapon, and then either a goblin pike or a sling. And you can sort of get one attack every 2 turns and just chase him around the whole map, and he'll never close the gap. That I consider cheese. Is doing that same kind of thing to a caravan also cheese? I think from that perspective, I'd have to say yes. But it's tough because, unlike the Barbarian Madman, who clearly has an intended AI pattern of just like, it's just a duel, one-on-one battle, the caravan hands, sometimes you even try to get them to come out and attack you, and they just stand there. So, I'm not sure. I'm not prepared to give an answer to that. I'd have to see the specifics, I think. But to a certain extent, validity is what we make it in this game too. So, I don't know. Okay, so trying to think of what I want to do with both my money, my time, my crowns, my bros. Yeah, I think my question for you is, what does the combat look like? Is it easily replicable? And you know, what's the highest benefit you can get from it? Because, you know, towns only make so many caravans. And then also considering the difference in the sort of consequences from an explored versus unexplored seed. Those are all the sort of questions that pop into my mind as to like how to generally assess forming an opinion on whether you want to integrate it or not. Right, exactly. Yep. There is a price to be paid for that. It's not too unlike, you know, some of the conversations that were had both yesterday that carried on into today on Discord about the sunken library, arguing whether you can do it early, and I wouldn't even really call it cheese, but like, if you need to sacrifice a whole bunch of things that you otherwise would do by buying a whole bunch of consumables and getting Pathfinder maybe before you would have otherwise wanted to, like on the whole squad, and sacrificing all your dogs and blah blah blah, is that worth trying to go into Sunken Library earlier than you otherwise would? I mean, I don't know. I'm inclined to say no, just because of the nature of that fight, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, but also, again, I've seen enough library fights. I've experienced a handful of times. You know, I've done it a decent number of times, not like a ton. And I've had wildly different experiences without necessarily being in control. Like, I've had fights where it was like, that was it. That was the fight. That was trivial. That was just like beating a bunch of Ancient Honor Guard. And that's it. That was the whole fight. And then I've had other times, like the last run, where I way over-prepared, and the fight still went fine only because I had a whole team of totally kitted out bros. So, I've only done library once in a real run? Oh wow. I mean, I've done it a decent number of times. And like, I mean, all you have to do, anyone wants to do, watch the VOD of the fight at library. I think it's just the last, probably the last video. I think I did it the same day I did Monolith for Southern Company. And the lore keeper was just, he cast the spell to elevate himself right when I was finishing off the last urns, and he just stayed there. So I had to fight the wave after wave of screaming skulls, and, you know, it still went fine. We didn't lose anyone, I don't think. Pretty sure I didn't. But having that luck with an underdeveloped team, they just fall apart. That's not worth it. So, I don't know. But maybe there's a way to do it better. Maybe instead of netting the lore keeper, you need to keep him running, like chase him around, so that he only casts one spell, but I guess that one spell could still be the one that elevates him. I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, the team probably could have beaten Monolith and not risk library, but I thought library would be fun. Okay. So back to thinking about this run. I've been thinking about it, and I do still want like one. Yeah, so I wanted to look too. So how many dodge quick hands do I have that took pole mastery? Probably too many is the thing. Yeah, this is the only one that didn't. Yeah, but if you stagger him, I mean, he put himself elevated right as, I mean, I could try to kill him in the exact same turn, but even if you do, and you've killed 7 of his urns, now your thrower is isolated. So basically that was the situation. My thrower at that point was isolated, and I wasn't going to be able to kill that urn and still get back, assuming he didn't put himself down. So I had to finish off the urns. Maybe that was wrong, I'm not sure, but his spells that he casts and what's enabled at 7 urns versus 8 urns I don't think is substantially making a big difference. So I think I mean, I don't know. Even if I tried to one turn him, again, if you cast that spell right before you're going to kill that final urn, it's not that different. And that's, you know, I don't know. I'm not sure. Anyway, I was thinking about my company here a little bit today, and I think I want exactly 1 more fatigue neutral on the squad. And then I think the team is fully, with sufficient backup, set up. I could do it now or I could do it later, but the reason I was thinking of doing it now is that I can then just replace the recruiter and then not look back. And I think I kind of like that plan. So I could either do a Swordmaster, or I could like take a look at an Adventurous Noble. Adventurous Nobles make pretty decent fatigue neutrals. Yeah, I mean, I think I greed it and just do like 4, which is what I would be looking to do here. So I've got 2, we'll get 1 more. My fatigue neutrals are weird in that they all had really good base melee defense. I've had incredible bro quality, but I haven't had melee defense stars at all, like literally, basically. If I have, it's like a one-off and it's like on my thrower. So I've had great bros, absolutely can't complain. And other than my god tier tank, I haven't gotten that, you know. Anyway, so I might try hiring this Adventurous Noble to make him a fatigue neutral. I think they make a good candidate, generally speaking. So I'm gonna do it. Wow, that is not very good. He practically low-rolled melee defense. Not very high hit points. Yeah, that's actually a really low roll Adventurous Noble. His stars are in the wrong spots. This is insane, but I don't want him. All right, I'm keeping the recruiter just for now. And I think I'm just gonna look for the Icy Cave. I'm gonna do like a sweep here of the north, maybe to the east, see what other towns are here. And then I'm gonna head south because I just want a stupid powder bag for this insane handgun, and then I think I can go on some true adventures into the wilds. I could go there now and like see what's up here in the very northwest part of the map and make a big route back down to the south from there. But I'm also curious about what other towns and cities are here. And I don't know that the team is... That Sea of Tents fight that I just did was an exception and not the rule. That was slightly atypical, maybe. So I wouldn't expect to be able to do many Orc Sea of Tents. And even that one was kind of just because I knew it wouldn't gimp the run if it went poorly, but yeah, it did show the Valley Spears. Oh, interesting. So Bijante Spearbro has become a drunkard. I guess we've hit the threshold for enough bros that have died. I don't know the number off the top of my head, but you know, that's actually not a trait that I want on a spear bro. I do not want to sacrifice melee skill for damage. He's got good enough melee skill that it's fine, but that is actually actively a bad thing based on how I use them. It'll be fine, but oh yeah, I mean, I've developed my own quirks for sure. That's a fact. But I also I don't know that I've watched a ton of other Battle Brothers content. I mean, I think since I've watched some of the, a lot of your older stuff with Deductor, not like your old stuff. But by the time I was really kind of getting into the game, I think you were playing less, and, a lot of your Twitch streams, the VODs just aged off, so... Sure. Yeah. Yeah, you can, if you have really good melee attack on a bro. Oh my goodness, there's the Icy Cave. Do I have someone who I would feel comfortable taking the Icy Cave? The answer might be yes. Yeah, I should. I watched some of it, but... Yeah, that's fair. I'm trying to remind myself, does the Barbarian Madman have the same... He's only got 10 melee defense. So, with 10 melee defense, if you can get up to 85 melee attack, you can get to 95% hit chance. This guy starting confident starts literally at 85 melee attack. So what I might do, I actually think I can do this fight. Let's see what the, see how things look if I do this, and this. And that. I wish this were fully repaired and had an attachment. Hey, Fuffy 54321. Oh, is it not working? Stupid bot. It's not. Sometimes I gotta restart it. I don't know why. Let me see if I can fix it, because I don't like when it's not working. There's enough people that come in and wanna see it. Okay, now let's try. Disaster. The bot failed to join. Aha. Why? I don't know. The bot can't join the chat. The bot is not here. Which, I don't know if it's a Stream Elements problem. Well, Spear Bros. Hey, hello, Blaze Type. Yeah, I guess I've got VODs up on YouTube, and you can watch the most recent fight and see that kind of on display. Some of the ones that are backliners are also ones that can fit in, and they're nimble damage bros that can slot in and take melee contact and do some real fighting. They're not totally worthless. It's more that they fill in when they are needed. Okay, I think the bot should work. Just kidding. All right, I'm not sure. But yeah, the run rules are basically anything that you might think looks like cheese, it's against the rules. And beat Monolith by day 150, which is pretty lax actually, on every single origin, rotating from top to bottom, kind of similar to how other roguelikes are played, like Slay the Spire or Faster Than Light or whatever. And going through every single origin and beating the game. So we've done that to 3 of them so far, and now we're on to probably the easiest origin. I said 150 days to beat the Black Monolith. Yeah, pretty lax, but also hasn't been done ever, is true. But, I mean, it's pretty lax depending on the origin. But, you know, NGB is also a hard ship, and then you've got the Federation A, or whatever. I can't remember all the ships off the top of my head, but it's the same in any other roguelike. You know, I can chain Watcher victories, but, you know, Silent gives me a run for my money. Yeah, under 50, I don't even, like, honestly, reliably finding the damn thing in 50 days would be a tall order sometimes on some seeds. You can't even, because I play unexplored, right? So. I don't know. It would be, yeah, you'd have a low win rate. It'd still be hard. Again, one of the big things about achieving victory would be literally finding it. And yeah, high win rate and consistency does, in fact, change everything. Yeah. To me, the game is most interesting as a strategy game where you react to the game instead of a puzzle game like a speedrun might be. So right now, what I'm thinking about is taking a bro to fight the Barbarian Madman, and yeah, basically deciding if I can do it. I actually think this guy is pretty decent at it. He'll have 5 turns of Spear Wall, and then can swap to the Heavy Rusty Axe afterwards. Do I want it to be the Heavy Rusty Axe, or would I rather it actually be the Greatsword once the armor's been stripped off? I guess if the Spear Wall fails early, that's the condition I'm hedging against, so probably the Heavy Rusty Axe is best. I don't know. I think Reinhold can do it pretty reliably. So here's what I'm thinking. Because he's determined, he'll start confident. He'll have 85 melee attack. He'll have 105 ostensibly. Melee skill, reduced by 10 by the Barbarian Madman, gives me the 95% chance to hit. So I've got the D20 rolling in my favor. He's got pretty good armor, where he can withstand a decent amount of chonkin from the cleaver. Once the Barbarian Madman does get through, if he gets through early, that's definitely a problem, but I've got 9 on this guy. Nimble doesn't do me any favors, but that's okay if I put the heavy armor on. But I think the heavy armor will be more survivable than anything lighter. And I still get 5 turns with Spear Mastery, Spear Wall, which I think is good enough. I'd rather have the bonk than the heavy rusty axe, but I don't think the heavy rusty axe is bad. I think this is a reasonably high chance of success. I'm gonna do it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, my bot's not working. Let me find the run rules and I'll just paste them in the chat to keep it simple. It's not you, it's me. Boom, there we go. I'll be the bot. No, I use stream elements, but it's not working very well. The only thing that I really want to do is wait a tiny bit of time just for this stupid piece of equipment to heal up. Yeah, I did reset it. I remodded it and had it rejoin, and it's still not working. So, I don't know. I'm not gonna futz with it too much. I'm just gonna play. Yeah, I mean, I can turn it off. I'll turn it off for 5. Try it again later. All right. This is a slightly risky fight, but I do think this is reasonably likely to work. If it fails, we are in trouble, because this is the best gear and bro situation that we've got. Wiederganger farm is where you sit and kill a wiederganger over and over and over again. Okay, so he's through. This is a bit before we would like, but he did do it on a turn where he didn't get an attack. Shit. Got him. Now, we still had 9 lives, so there was still one more decent turn there. That was close though. He got through the spear wall ahead of schedule. So whew, okay. Because I did the math on it where at a 95% hit chance, I think what was the expected value was most of the Barbarian Madman's armor, and there is a like 36 or 37% chance of just winning the fight with only the spear wall with the fighting spear. So anyway, that was close. And this cleaver sucks, and I'm never gonna use it. So cool. Well, that was spicy. Give the god tank his armor back. Put people back on the front lines where they belong. Yeah, the bonk helps. I would rather, and just like lowering his damage, especially if you need to prevent those first bleeds. It's pretty huge. But you know, he looks just fine to me. Yeah, we'll give him a break. We're probably not going to do too much fighting with things the way they are. This Barbarian Madman's cleaver, I'm just going to vendor it. It's not very good. I don't really find cleaver bros to be interesting or exceptional unless you've got a good item. This one's not that good. He's got a little bit of effectiveness against armor, which is not what I want out of my cleaver, because it should be a finisher weapon. They should already be damaged if you're going to use a cleaver. And weapon skills build up -1 less fatigue. I don't hate minus fatigue on the cleaver, but 1 is just not enough, especially if there's no other meaningful damage roll. Good work, Reinhold. You did well. We've got the broken ritual armor. And I don't think there's anything stopping us from doing a little bit of fighting while we're here. We got kind of a weird situation here where I'm not exactly sure what the formation should look like. We're not going to be fighting anything too strong while we wait to return to civilization, but we'll do some easy fights with this group of 12 while we let, I don't know, the forge tank, maybe I should still keep out there, but we'll let other people have a chance to get some experience. So this looks like undead. So only having 1 spear bro will be too bad, but should be fine. I know it's undead because of the footprints. Not because I'm some sort of a Miss Cleo magician. But looks like this is a pretty easy Zombo camp anyway. So what I'm gonna do, if I've only got just 1 spear bro, good, I did give him the fighting spear. I'm gonna move him forward and we'll just have all the other zombies sort of filter around the sides, and then I'll just kill them as they come around. I think that'll be the plan. there's the Geist. Saw those on the initiative order, and thought they'd be making an appearance. So, obnoxiously, this guy's going to be able to go up and frighten me if I don't move this guy, so I will. Same deal here. This guy's turn's already done. So, I guess that's not so bad, because I can move up a square, or up a hex, up against these ruins to attack this guy when he moves forward. So, I guess that's fine. Oops, that's, like, literally I just got done explaining what I needed to do. Oh shoot. That's annoying. Whatever. This'll be fine. Okay. Blower horn? Really? I suppose I should move forward then, so they don't get on top of them. I was hoping for a little bit of a mood improvement there. Did get it. Could have considered just moving Bijante and doing a little stab instead of spear walling. I kind of did the spear wall reflexively without thinking about it. Why does this guy not have a weapon? Did I take it off of him? Oh, I did, because I pulled him in from the back line. Alright, well, we'll grab a makeshift weapon off the battlefield. For him, I guess. Okay. And I guess I'll stay packed in here just for resolve bonuses for adjacent allies. Hopefully the screams don't go too poorly. Okay, that wasn't bad. Cool. In case anyone was curious why my gunner only shot once, we've got an incredible handgun looted at the end of last stream, and no powder bag. So we're gonna make our way to the south and get one. Seems a little stupid, but it also feels a little dumb to have such a good weapon. Like an incredible weapon that I can't even use. Bam. Oh. Oh, it moved. Well. Okay. He's ready to help. But yeah, the wiederganger cheese is basically, which obviously I won't be doing because they're literally against the rules that I just put up, but you can get a necromancer to infinitely raise a wiederganger, and it gives an absolute pittance of experience, but that pittance is not 0. So you just surround that one corpse, and it's just as dumb as it sounds. You surround that one corpse, and eventually you start gaining some real meaningful experience by just killing it as soon as it rises up. I think there is if you want a good example or footage of it, I think Feeding Friendly has a playthrough that he's got on YouTube where he did it. Which he fully acknowledges is like, this is stupid. But boo. Blocking movement, blocking sight. Disaster. Okay, should be able to finish him off here. Here. Zoom. Okay. Alright, got some metal joint covers. I think in the absence of a better... Well, I was gonna immediately put them on this. It's gonna take a while for this to repair up. So long, in fact, that I'm either gonna pay for it, or by the time it's actually fixed up, I may have a better attachment by that point. It'll take a while. I mean, about 99 hours, because that's definitely gonna be the holdup. So I think I'm gonna use the metal joint covers on something else. Let's put him on this piece of transitory frontline forge gear. All right. Lord Jingo got another +4. You love to see it. And screw it. I don't normally... I'm building this thrower a bit differently than I normally do. Giving him some fatigue to take Berserk, which I normally don't do. All the perks I want are all at the bottom. I will eventually want bags of belts. It wouldn't be terrible right now. Like, it's fine. Yeah, okay. I think it'll be fine. I think there's like a few things I could give him that I think are worthwhile, that he can just hold on to. Pitchfork Adrenaline Cheese does in fact make all caravan fights free for Lone Wolf. Gotcha. Yeah, I think that if they reliably do not react to it, is the play basically like adrenaline, or excuse me, wait, go last because your initiative is low because you're the Lone Wolf, move forward, poke him with the Pitchfork Adrenaline, attack back up. Ah, they have permanent injuries? Ah, this guy does. Yeah, Reinhold has traumatized. He was traumatized in his first battle, and we have continued to use him since, and actually it's fine. He did not get traumatized from his current set of injuries, despite how it might look. He was traumatized in a previous fight well long ago. And I do have one other permanent injury. It is also one that is irrelevant, at least for how we're building the character. So I do have a couple permanent injuries. Yeah, and wait for him not, yeah, and then you just end a bunch of turns. My non-star thrower is injured? You're talking about this guy? Who? No, just the one. This is the only guy with the permanent injury. There's only 2. And they're not too bad. Alright, this should be another basically free fight. Yeah, no, you're good. I mean, I'm just flashing it on the screen super quick. Can't be expected to keep that straight. That's impossible. Having 39, my brain doesn't function properly. 39 years, 39 temperature. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Well, I hope that this stream can ease your fever. It's not usually something it does. Damn, that sucks. That's not good. Well, I hope that you get feeling better. Yeah, just make sure not to take more than your doctor would want you to. You don't want to screw up. You don't want to screw up your liver. It's real bad. You are a doctor. Okay, good. Don't do more than you would want to for one of your patients, not necessarily yourself. but for one of your patients. I have enough doctor friends. I know that they don't necessarily hold themselves to the same standard that they hold their patients. Sometimes it's higher, but not always. I've been out to the bars with my MD friends. Do I take the one in melee defense? I might not. He's gonna be a damage bro. We'll give him Zerk now. Screw it. We'll go Zerk before Fearsome. I usually do Fearsome first, but I think if he's got the fatigue, seems okay. Yeah. Yeah, staying awake too is, I don't know, sometimes a tall ask when you get a bad fever. I would say, I personally believe Deserters will be by far the most difficult for this challenge. That is my stance. Based on the terms of engagement, based on the rules that I've set for myself. Playing unexplored with Deserters makes a huge difference. Yeah, it is nightmarish. Having done it many times, having gone through the nightmare, it's not easy. Yeah, I don't blame you. One of the whole reasons I decided to kind of do this challenge, or like set these kind of rules up for myself, was specifically from spamming Deserters and sort of figuring out its very early game. And I feel, having done some of the other origins, I feel pretty confident that Deserters will be the hardest. But I don't have the same amount of experience in like Lone Wolf or Glads as other people do. Yet more well, interesting. Peasant Militia is really only difficult right at the very beginning. Having more than 12 bros on the battlefield is such a huge like power spike, or like improvement over 12. It's not just, 16/12 of the difference, or 4/3, It is more than that. Being able to get more surround bonuses, being able to specialize more bros, being able to, respond dynamically with more resources. It's a huge deal. So, Peasant Militia is I mean, don't get me wrong, it is tough at the beginning, but once you're established, it's actually one of the most powerful origins, for sure. Do I follow these footsteps? Maybe not. Let's just find a city. Let's just follow the road for a little bit. Some filthy briggies. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Once you get a Peasant Militia run like really going, it's definitely pretty sweet. This is too juicy. Even in nighttime. Good job, bud. Oh, I didn't expect one way up there. Let that guy sit there for a second so that the gunner doesn't take any more heat than is necessary. Oh, that's right. I just forgot I gave him Killing Frenzy. I had another attack. Whoops. That was a relatively irrelevant misplay, but kind of dumb. Okay, they're nearly all running now. Okay. Let's get them all. Let's not let any of them survive. Yeah, I think, I haven't looked, but I think Peasant Militia might actually be next after trading Caravan. I can't remember. They're pretty close in the order anyway. It might be one or two away, but it'll be soon. It'll be soon that I do my Peasant Militia run. Yeah, should be fun. It's funny because I've said between each run I say I'm going to take a week off, and I always start streaming the next Origin within usually I finish it before traveling out of town for the weekend, or getting married, things that take up a little time. But unless it's something real big, I find myself just starting the stream again in a few days. Alright, let's see the hires. Nothing of interest here for backgrounds. Probably nothing I want to buy in the weaponsmith. Maybe the Rondell. Those can be really nice to get. Yeah, casual marriage, Actually got married on a Friday, because the venue was way cheaper, and I knew it would be okay, at least for most of our guests. So, yeah, thank you. It was a wonderful day. Interesting throwing weapon. How does that compare to heavy? So 30 to 50 with 25% damage ignores armor. Thinking about the fact that really I'm only using these specifically to fight Ancient Dead, so damage ignores armor is of particularly high value because Ancient Dead have just total garbage hit point values. So most of the effective ways of fighting Ancient Dead are just bypassing their armor and going straight for the hit points. And that includes the throwing weapons. These are interesting. They're pretty cheap. So I'm going to do a tiny bit of math. So their average damage is 32.5 compared to 40. So 32.5. So I'm going to say at 60% pen goes up to 19.5. Whereas these would be 40 damage at 50, so it would be 20. So these still, the regular barbarian bundle of heavy throwing axes still will have more damage ignores armor than the famed variant that adds an extra 10. These will have the advantage of not having the hit chance penalty and the weapon skills build up -3 less fatigue, which is like, that's pretty good. That's relevant. Yeah, well the North doesn't, there's no famed, at least in vanilla, there are no famed northern throwing axes. So those do not exist in the base game. Camp of the Slave Takers, not far from the northeast, full of treasure. The sale price here is only okay for trading Caravan. I might offload just the cheap stuff, hang on to like trade goods and things like that. Yeah, no, the North, there's no famed heavy throwing weapons. They are unfortunately not a thing. I think I've got enough spare nimble armors. I'm going to sell everything less than 100. That will be my arbitrary cutoff. So I'll buy a little tools. I could consider, I'm going to get a little ammo too. I could consider paying to fix up this armor. How long will this guy? Okay, 1 to 3 days. It'll probably be about the amount of time he takes to heal up too. Let's see, what did that tavern say? Full of treasure, not far northeast. I would think it couldn't be far northeast. There's not much map left. No promise of famed items, but if it says not far and I know there's like not even hardly any map left, it might be worth just going and taking a peek, finding a quick camp that's nearby. Kind of in the wrong direction, but that's okay. We'll take it out quick before we move on. There it is. A plethora of thralls. Cute. Let's do it. I almost want to put this guy in front. Let's make one big solid line and just collapse on him. And I don't know if a tavern rumor says that something is full of treasure, I'm always going on the assumption that if it had a famed item, it would say so explicitly, and that full of treasure means it does not have a famed item. I don't know if that's true, but that's how I interpret that. Famed handgun, doing its thing. I always find it funny when when enemies use the shield push. I don't know why. It's just they do it at times that to me don't feel like they make sense. Oh man, another person asking for my broken bot. I'll try to, we'll see if it can. Boom, let me try. Yeah, you're welcome. For some reason my bot is not working. Which, you know, I'm streaming at a not typical time, a bit earlier than normal. We'll also need to end it a bit earlier than normal. And, you know, that's the time where I want my bot to work. 'Tis a shame. Ooh, okay. All right, I was wonderful. I just asked the question, or just made the statement, if there is a tavern rumor and it says there's a camp full of treasure, does that mean it does not have a famed item? I have now confirmed that that is not true. You can have a famed item even if the tavern rumor does not explicitly call it out, but still references the camp. Cool. And Sins, to answer your question, I think so. But I think the advantage of Relentless and Adren is also its power to close the gap and then do it, which spears are kind of antithetical to strategically. So I don't know how it would play out in practice. So, dog eats the sun. There's Scandinavian mythology where the dog eats the sun. It's cool as hell. What a great shield though. This one's pretty good. It's really light, which I kind of like for my spear bros. I also like it for the tank, but it's kind of less of a big deal there actually. Actually, I don't really need to do that. I suppose I can give him... Nah. We'll put it on the tank. He'll be coming back on the battlefield soon. Ah, well, okay. Is it worth having a backup? If his shield's gonna get destroyed, I'll just drop it. Oh yeah! Yes, Sins, I do want to. Won't be able to do that today, because after my stream here, I've got actually Dungeons and Dragons with some buddies, and I have to do a bunch of upgrades on some license servers for work while the users are offline, so I don't disrupt them. So I'll be actually signing on to work a bit later, which is poops, but whatever. It's fine. I do stuff for them, they pay me. Yeah, America. I mean, this is something that has, you know, I don't know, whatever. Can happen anywhere. It's a very normal IT-related activity. Camp of the Slave Takers. Not anymore. Alright. So it looks like there's no route connecting Thalberg to Ellenberg, but we'll just hoof it and travel between them. So, ooh, good. This guy here, so this is Borjgen, who we did not turn into a ranged bro, even though we had maybe intended on it, but this guy definitely is. And I will definitely allow them to gain 1 ranged skill for 30 arrows anytime they want. Go ahead and practice whenever your little hearts desire. Even though it is fast approaching nighttime, I'm going to quick hop on one of these mountains just for a little bit of viewing radius. Some orc berserkers. Definitely going to change how my team is lined up right now. Yeah, something like this is actually fine. Most of our frontliners do have nimble, so definitely don't like doing these types of camps with just the single spear, just because I can't control where they end up nearly as well, but there's actually a pretty decent spot to spear wall either here or here, so I suppose this is fine. So now I could put the spear guy here. So if I want to do that, I can sort of tuck in behind him. Guess no one else can get an attack on this berserker, so I suppose maybe I'll just bring this guy forward. Yeah, something like this should work. Nope. Okay. Spear failed right away. Not what you want to see. Might prevent him from being able to do the round swing. Just put him in contact with like one bro with great melee defense. It's probably better. Oh, I thought the knife would be enough damage there. It's kind of dumb for me to swap weapons then. Also dumb for me to make a statement about preventing round swing and then letting him round swing. It's fine. Very brave of you, sir. Okay. Nice, easy little free fights that we're finding on the way when traveling from place to place. Preparing ourselves for the big ones, making the team all the more capable. Kind of nice to stop by the taxidermist here, because that can be an opportunity to add bone armor plating to something, because we do have the components to it, and I might just do it on that big chunky piece of forge gear, considering it's a high quality attachment, and possibly can get more unholds. And I guess that's right, we can also get additional fur padding. Very nice. Additional fur padding. Bone armor plating. If I'm going to keep this armor on the tank, I'd rather have bone plating than additional fur padding, because as you indom, you're not really taking any HP damage anyway, because the damage is reduced prior to the flat reduction by remaining armor. So your tank is definitely going to get more mileage out of bone plating. However, this armor could go to another bro in the future very easily, and in fact I would say probably will. And so viewed through that lens, I think it makes the most sense to just put additional fur padding on it. Also considering that bone plating is good for nimble armors too. Yeah, I also think plus 40 is better than bones on a tank. I'm just basically making use of the resources that I have, knowing that I'll reallocate those armors, but I think that's also true, that the plus 40 is better than bones on a tank. Actually, my favorite attachment for a tank is just the Lindworm Scale Cloak for 60. So but no, I think Sins is still on the painkillers. He's on the good stuff. All right. Oh my god, the bot works! The bot works! Incredible. I've never had so many people attempt it when it was broken. What a delight. Thank you, Stream Elements. Yeah, Lindworm is great if you fight him. I mean, Lindworms are also a fight that, like, they're tough. Yeah, turning off for 5 minutes and back on did do the trick. Thank you for the suggestion. How about tank bros with dodge? I mean, nimble or forged? I think dodge is questionable value on any tank unless you have a really specific set of circumstances, including a named shield with reduced fatigue cost. And even then, you're very limited in what you can use it against. So I'm not sure, because I feel like we have to define what the bro is doing to really, for me to give you a good answer, I think. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to bother making large quiver. I'm not going to be using a crossbow long term on anyone, because they're not that good. Bows aren't good. I'm not going to be using any of those weapons. But I probably will make the heavy war dog armor. Yeah, so like dodge. Yeah, I don't know. I don't actually tend to make early game tanks at all. So I just use spears to fulfill kind of the same general function. And then I'll make one big chunky forge tank for later. Speaking of later. Alright, and this guy is all healed up too. Cool. Alright. The formation is back into its sort of normal. However, let's see. It's kind of a cute thing, but I think I actually want the components. I'm pretty sure that if you do the knows what he's doing, I mean, you can fail. But then you don't get the crafting components. I actually want to fight them. Yeah. So. Okay, they're gonna get real weird about these high ground spots because that's what beasts do. So actually what I'm gonna do is we'll nestle everyone up nicely around it. Okay, which one do I want to focus on? Top or bottom? Probably kind of just have to do both, at least to a certain extent. Might be able to kill that bottom one, actually. Got him. Cool. And yeah, you'll see that I am not spear walling against unholds because it doesn't work. Oh, right. I was waiting for him to charge, but yeah, they're down to 1/3 of their strength, and he's fleeing. Huh. Well. I could release a dog to try to catch him. Don't want the dog to die. Aha, good. He's gonna let me do this. You know, oh boy, I'm not sure, if we're being totally honest, why he didn't just run at the start of that turn and instead waited. That was kind of strange. Also, hello, Lord General. You'll be happy to know that your in-game ranged bro avatar is alive and well. I offer no promises as to their future safety, but for now, you're in good shape. He has, actually. The last 2 levels, I think he rolled some 4s. Which is good, because he started out rolling 2s. Which, you know, he started with a base of 57, so, you know, high rolled the base, so a few low rolls is not that big a deal. But yeah, the last 2 levels, rolled some 4s. So we're up to a pretty respectable 72, no gifted level 6, so should get up to a pretty good value. So still looking at high 80s expected, so. Oh yeah, dude, look at this thing. Look at this thing. Disgusting. Disgusting. That is a max damage roll. So, pretty good. Unfortunately, the handgun is probably going to go to the initiative build. So you'll get a handgun, but you'll just start with 1 loaded and mostly be a thrower, I think. So, but for now, this Dragon Tongue of Splendor is beautiful. All right, Ellenberg no longer has unhold attacks. I want to make some War Dog armor. We are right north of some kennels. And were there any? I don't think there were any northern kennels. There could be something in here. There's probably a town or 2 even in the center of the map here that I just sort of bypassed when I went and found the icy cave, so it's possible there's a northern kennel. I do, generally speaking, prefer warhounds to war dogs, but that's fine. So I'm gonna just explore a tiny bit of the map here by stepping on one of these mountain peaks as it becomes day. I think that's the unholds. And then we'll just head right back to Ellenberg because I want to visit the taxidermist. And I could save an unhold hide or 2 to sort of speculate on the fact that I don't want to use them all up if there's the opportunity to fight Lindworms and get Lindworm Scale Cloak, but I may just be able to fight unholds again before that time comes. Yeah, Warhounds are the ones that can move 1 hex and attack twice, which is good. They just have a little bit lower hit points and damage compared to, you know, when you're comparing the Warhounds and Wardogs. So, but being able to move 1 hex and attack twice is legitimately valuable and a big plus in Wardog's favor. And I think their initiative is higher. So Boom. So let's get war dogs. Oh yeah, so I think I answered your question wrong. Warhounds cannot move and attack. War dogs can move 1 hex and attack. I think I either misread your question or basically misanswered it. Yeah, I mean, because dog and hound are like synonyms, it's, I don't know, my brain struggled. I just immediately made the substitution like they're the same thing. All right, so this guy's excellent. I think given the really high base melee attack, I can skip +1s. By taking a +4 in fatigue, I think I've fully removed the risk of needing to take Brawny out of the question, you know, completely for this guy. And I like having that extra perk for whatever I want to use it for. And so I like getting Pathfinder, and then I think ideally the next level I'd get him some actual relevant armor instead of this stupid thing, and get him a weapon mastery and put him up front and have him actually fight enemies for reals. We've got a Saleh here for sale. Salehs are a nice purchase. Not gonna do 3-day caravan trip. Okay, I am gonna sell the strange meat because the team won't eat it. The salt and copper ingots are very cheap. Don't tell EA Nasir. Nani here's gonna buy some from the marketplace here. If you know, you know. Salehs are still pretty good. I think they're relevant enough. That's really cheap. Like, really cheap. Let's do it. Protect the dome of the spear, bro. Probably put him on Bajante actually, because he's a bit. We'll put him in the typically more dangerous side of the formation. Alright, initiative gunner. We're still not going to take +3s. We don't need that much initiative to still do overwhelm stuff. Wow. +2s in all the secondaries. Min-rolled the whole list of secondaries here. I don't really want to take melee defense. This third stat in all cases is really low value. This will probably provide the most, so I guess I'll take it. So let's go ahead and get Relentless. Since we are going to give this guy the famed handgun and the powder bag once we get one. The beauty of getting Relentless on a gunner is, you know, as you do your weight and enemies charge to you, you kind of get a for free double gunner type turn. So you can move forward, shoot the handgun, next turn reload, shoot again, and a lot of stuff's going to be dead. Makes for a very powerful turn. So we're going to buy these absolutely comically cheap trading goods. Let's see, did I buy tools or did I do it in my head? Nope, I did it in my head. So I'll buy some tools. And head south. We're gonna need to sell this stuff at Albstadt. I'm hopeful that I can get, oh good. Just a little bit more money. And hopefully I can afford all the dogs that I want to buy. We'll see. Got him in the head. Brutal. Skilled slingers. Snipers. I hate this as a spot to shoot the handgun. You can hit 3 of them. Good, finally got a resolve check on that guy. Surprised he was as brave as he was. Considering now he's dead. And I guess even though I took Relentless, guy does not have much for base initiative at the moment with his kit as it is. Very satisfying. Okay. That handgun doing work. It does suit our boy Lord Jingo quite well for the moment. Are still gonna pass it off, but for now, making good use of it. Okay, got another dagger. We are still very, very slowly replacing all our butter knives. I'm not sure if we're there yet. Nope, we're definitely not, because I can see one right there. Slowly but surely, the butter knives are being replaced with more proper stabbing tools. I actually could have bought a shoot, what's it called? The other dagger. Could have bought the other dagger. Rondell. Could have bought a rondell from a previous weaponsmith, but did not. Alright, so it's just, I don't think wages hit yet. I don't recall hearing the sound, so they're just about to. So I'll make sure that I don't go bankrupt, because that would be bad. So I've got just about 1,500 crowns to spend. You're a rondell purchase enthusiast? Yeah, me too. I am as well. I do enjoy them. And I don't really recall in my, in now what was going through my mind why I didn't when we were up here in Thalberg. Maybe I returned there at night after busting this camp or something. Or just decided to spend the money elsewhere or decided not to buy it or just forgot. I may have just forgotten, if we're being totally honest. So. Alright, let's kit out the front line first. We'll get the ones on the flanks, at least for now. And I feel pretty good about, you know, the war dogs, you know, despite being a bit more fragile than the warhounds, once you got the on-hold armor on them, they hold up pretty well. And that's about all we can spend. And still hit the payday. I don't think it's worth taking the mood hit to miss a payday. I think it's fine. I think it's fine to not have all the dogs. We are still gonna basically beeline it down to Albstadt though, just to sell stuff before nightfall. Hopefully. I think it should be able to get there. Cool. We'll take a look at what these contracts are. Okay, deliver something to Al Hazred. Wonderful. We're probably going to do that. Escort caravan to Vardestadt, 4 days to the northwest? No. 2 of the easiest decisions of my life. So we do have a choice. Do I think the purchase price will be better here or in that southern city-state? Based on relationships with Aldstadt and the fact that it's got a base multiplier that's really good, and I've got, you know, good stuff to sell there, their base sale price is going to be better in Albstadt. However, if Al Hazred has like a festival or ambush trade routes or something like that, then it will have the better purchase price. I think what I'm going to do is sell just enough so that I don't go bankrupt to get down there, and I'll sell kind of the regular gear, not the trade goods. I think furs sell more in city-states, and southern goods sell more for cities in tundra and the snow or something like that as well. There's like an extra bonus multiplier. Pretty sure that's true. Don't quote me on it, because that could be wrong. But I think I'll sell this stuff. Make sure I can pay, you know, hit one more payday. Goodbye, Barbarian Madman's Cleaver. These extra kite shields, I have 2. I don't think I need more than 2 extras. Maybe 1 more to give the tank. The idea there is that there exist fights like goblins, where starting with a kite shield is really good. I mean, I honestly could even, like my fatigue neutrals, it's not totally unreasonable to just give them a kite shield and then like a spear or whatever. They don't have to be trained in it. So maybe I will just keep, I'll keep, how many kite shields do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4? Yeah, okay, that seems about right. I think that's fine. And so let's accept this contract. I can pay for tavern rumors. We'll take a look. Good coin to be made in Al Hazred. You'll love to see that. Fragmented stronghold in the steppe north of here. Okay. I think we knew about that one actually. We had a previous tavern rumor that said that, and I think it must have just been a new fresh camp spawn after we went up there. Because I did, after seeing this one the previous time, I explored some of the fog and wasn't there. Bad water in Alsliv. Good to know. Don't drink it. And I'll give you the runs in no time. I know how that goes. Alright. We'll always take a look at a cheap brawler. Would have made an incredible banner, but we don't need one. Okay. So we're gonna head down to All Has Red, as per the contract. Gonna buy this beer to sell down there. And do I think that they'll buy the meat and wine for more than this? Maybe not. It's pretty expensive, actually. Otherwise, I've still got food that'll last me long enough. I don't think I need to purchase any more. So, let's go. Maybe instead of traveling along the road, maybe I go the long way? Meh. Let's go straight there. I can fart around when I get there and romp through the desert a little. Nomads do, notably, have dodge now. I don't think I'm gonna get there before... Yeah, okay. If you arrive in an arena city just before morning, you can sneak in 2 fights. You get the previous day's fight bright and early in the morning, and then another fight, but it was not meant to be this time. Escort caravan to sea camp. Deliver some cargo to Barkud Al-Aban of Al-Anwar in Al-Anwar. Who'd have thought? Might do that. Let's take a look at for who's for hire. I was hoping to see an assassin. As previously mentioned, I want to hire, I think, just one more bro, one more fatigue neutral, and assassins make a pretty good candidate for that. Okay. Yeah, so sale price, I can't remember off the top of my head. I didn't make note. I feel like this is lower than it was at Albstadt. Which is too bad. 6 Ifrits. I think that should be fine. We have kite shields. So how do I want to do it, if so? I think I give one bro a kite shield in the front, and then 2 others with big chonky weapons. Salt and fur were 500 plus? Okay. Yeah, so they were much higher. Dang. Thank you. Thanks, Dog Eats the Sun, for delivering me this terrible news. No, I'm kidding, thanks. Okay. So I'm gonna give this tank a kite shield and have him join the fray. I think with the attachment here, even if he gets hit, he'll be fine. Some weird AI things with Caravan cheese. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think that, you know, caravans... When the AI evaluates what it's going to do, it generates scores, and there's a certain amount of randomness to that. So it could just be that it's doing things that it believes are, you know, likely to be the correct thing, that might throw you for a loop if it evaluates one of those like low percent chance maneuvers. Gotcha, yeah. Alright, so we're going to fight these Ifrits. The formation here is very intentional, where the kite shield is going to be shielding the bros behind. From these stinky Ifrits. So I'm going to line myself more head on to make sure the tank is properly protecting them. Wow. I guess I should have shield walled. Definitely should have. Didn't get injured still because of the additional fur padding, but still. Oh, we should have attacked with that guy. Crap. Okay. Fine. Might be able to kill that before it gets a chance to go. We'll spec on it. Guess not. I guess so. Fighting Ifrits feels like walking up a staircase made of Legos. Incredible. Incredible analogy. I like that. That's good. It's good because it's bad, and I like things that are good because they're bad. I'm into that. And that was perfectly good because it was bad. Wonderful. Okay, who did I take the greatsword off of? Must be this guy. Yeah, I should have, I don't know why I didn't shield wall the turn where I should have in the onset of that fight, but anyway. Yeah, I mean, Ifrits are kind of free if you've got RDEF or kite shields, but they also hardly get you anything. Their payout sucks. Like, they don't drop anything of value, really? I don't know. Alright, well, I'm sort of regretting not selling my trade goods in Albstadt, because I'd like to purchase more incense. Guess that place has an incense dryer. You can make a fire pot if you kill 30. Yeah, and I mean, if the ability to just simply buy them from the alchemist didn't exist, I mean, I could see some justification for fighting them, but in a world where you can just buy them and they're not that expensive, it's a hard sell. Yeah, exactly. All right, I think I will do this contract. Maybe? Or honestly, do I get more out of just buying this incense and walking to Albstadt instead of fulfilling a contract? In any case, I am going to buy a powder bag. So we'll give Lord Jingo his crossbow back. And we will give Anselm the powder bag. Very excited for this build to come online. I am not familiar with the rock monster from Galaxy Quest. I see Galaxy Quest references every once in a while, and that is just not something that I'm assuming you're talking about the movie. I've never actually watched it. Science fiction comedy film. It looks up my alley, I'm gonna be honest. I don't hate buying like a cheap second wind potion and cat potion now. It's really cheap. Might be useful for some of the harder fights if I need them. Especially the second wind potion. Why not? Yeah, exactly. We're traders for a reason. So I'm gonna buy stuff. I don't think I can get to Albstadt before midday for the pay cycle. Maybe I can. I'm not 100% sure. So I am gonna walk there and sell things, and then we've got our powder bag. It's the long road south for the leather satchel or whatever this thing is. A little bit, you know, whatever. Anyway, I did it. Escort caravan to Whiteblick. That one we might do, and then from Whiteblick I could make a journey out to the edge of the map. I kind of like that. Kind of like that a lot. And so I'm gonna do it. Oh yeah, look at this sale price. That is so much better. That's really good. Disgusting. I didn't sell the beer? That's okay, we can drink the beer. What legendary locations can I take at this stage, do I think? Like current state, no preparation ahead of time? None of them. If I get a bunch of, if I fight some briggies just to get some sticks, I could totally do Witch Hut. Yeah, Goose. Like, if you're talking about the legend, well, okay, I already did Icy Cave. I think I can do the hunting grounds just fine. It would be maybe slightly sketchy, like I'd have to rotate some bros around and get some injuries, but I could do it fine without losing anyone. I think once I get nimble on all my backliners and stuff. So I'm like right at the cusp of doing that one comfortably. I mean, I can do it now. And And then what are the other ones? Just Library and Goblin City? No, I'm not there yet. Not safely, anyway. I'm not thinking of the, like, you know, Hail Mary. I make the stars align and perfectly execute a very lucky plan. You know, that's not the kind of thing I even really consider when I'm playing. Okay. Yeah, so let's make a journey out to the wilds. I'll probably put the bone plating on something. I don't know what it'll be. Don't have to do it quite yet, but I'm gonna do it. Oh, yeah, no, yeah, I don't run archers. I think bows are just, here's the problem with bows. Bows have a damage profile that's really good against early game enemies, but they require late game stats to hit accurately enough to get enough damage output. So, with the exception of a named warbow, because named items are always the exception, bows in this game just don't output the damage that justify their use, even though, admittedly, being able to pick off specific enemies from range is useful. You're usually going to be better off with a bow. If you do use ranged weapons, which I do, obviously, you're just better off with anything else. Yeah, you can link your bow guide. I have to imagine whatever is in this guide is sassy, and I probably agree with it. Very curious.
Here's a quick guide on the best way to use a warbow.
I mean, you're just gonna sell a bow, aren't you?
We just got some famous mercenaries we killed. We have this guy with 71 attack, and this guy with 82. So what we do is we go to the marketplace, and we sell it. It's useless. Here is a quick guide on...
Okay, yes. The guide is exactly what I expected. That is wonderful, and I agree. That is incredible. I'm gonna buy just a little bit of bread. Yeah, that's incredible, Sins. I love that. How close am I to professional renown? Okay, super close. We'll see if there's anyone I want to recruit in Aresfest. I guess I don't really have to keep hanging on to the recruiter. I've been just doing it because I want one more bro. One more fatigue neutral. Dang, this guy's expensive. Swordmaster would be great. I think two-handed swords are okay. I don't think they're that bad. Bows are as bad as you think they are. They're probably worse. I don't think the swords are that bad though. Good God, that's a good armor. Also very expensive. I'm a trader, I should be able to afford these. I could spec on squires. Like I could try them out and see if they have either like sure-footed or paranoid or something. I guess I don't even know if they can have paranoid. Ooh, confident or determined. Determined is really good. Determined's like a really, really, really good trait. Yeah, I don't even really run hammers very often. Almost never. I have to find a named variant, I think, to really justify it. Mostly I'm running on my frontline Forged Bros. They are almost always running either the heavy rusty axe, because they drop for free from Barbarian Chosen, or a battle axe, I guess, if I get one in some other circumstances, like I buy one or get one from a fallen hero, or flail, because I'm patching a low melee attack, or a two-handed flanged mace, because the daze is really good and it just does a ton of damage. Yeah, the hammer is fine. It's fine. I could also, I guess, look at Retired Soldier. I can at least give him a tryout. Okay, I'm not interested in that. Not interested in that. Okay, I am going to purchase this Determined Squire. Let's see how he is. Wow. Terrible. Yeah, you also, the other nice thing about axes is you get if you get fearsome, you can proc it twice on an attack against a single enemy, which is really nice. Yeah, he did in fact have, he had range defense. Yeah, I was gonna say, you're real close. Alright, and if I'm gonna go out in the wilds, I might actually put that extra boar spear on the other spear bro. Alright, I'm gonna stop spending money on stupid stuff and continue on to White Blick and purchase like food and maybe supplies there. Just a salt mine. So they'll probably have decent price tools, but this place does as well. Oh, let's check the tavern. I'm actually gonna not spend my money. Oh, and I can also stop at Sea Camp. Yeah, and get some nets? That might be relevant. Let's buy nets. Yeah, there's lots of weapons that that can still work in Monolith. Just not the pokey stuff, not the, you know, spears and daggers and bows. Those don't really hurt those skeletons. Yeah, no, I don't, I haven't noticed a correlation where the game is trolling me, but maybe it is trolling you. Maybe it looks for your specific signature. It checks your PC name. And it's like, ah, yeah, this guy. We're never going to give him good traits and stars at the same time. One or the other, and that's it. Yeah, I mean, mono is like, I think calling it not hard is a bit disingenuous. It is a hard fight, but it is a straightforward fight. Like, there's no, like, you just have to have strong bros. But it's not like you have to pigeonhole specific builds for it. A lot of things can work for that fight. You just have to be strong. So. Okay, so I want to make a trip out to the vast wilds, the unknown. I want a little bit of money. I want to complete this ambition to get to competent, which I guess will happen if I fight basically anything. And I want to buy some nets before I go. So I'm going to buy this food despite it being a little expensive, given that I'm trading Caravan. Just a little. Head down to Sea Camp, buy some nets before it becomes nighttime, hopefully. Maybe won't make it. Did make it. Wow. But yeah, Hedge Knights can only roll stars in certain things. They can't roll ranged attack and I think just ranged defense. Sins is a fun ruiner. Certified. Certified fun ruiner. Yeah, the God Tank is a Hedge Knight. He is, in fact, a Hedgie with 3 melee defense stars, 2 fatigue stars, and a resolve star. Pretty happy with that. Alright, I've got 10 days of food, a decent amount of tools, 6 days worth of wages. Not going to be able to mess with the retinue, but I can blindly head west into the great unknown. Don't have the card upgrade, which is a bit annoying. Honor Guards have Cleaver Mastery, but not Sword Mastery. You know, Sword Mastery, what would it do for them? Oh my god, can I not move? What is going on? Briggy's on a hill. You know, honestly, let's just get a front line of kite shields, shall we? Yeah, reserve bros are holding on to items so that our drunks don't lose items that we want to keep. So they're acting not only as a little cart extension, but they are also keeping those specific items safe from being lost so that I can replace them. Yeah, there are a lot of things that the wiki is wrong on. For the record, just so people know. On a hill, fortifications. This is going to be a potentially like painful fight. But, oh, okay. We start on the hill with them. How lovely. Okay then. I'm kind of tempted to just right up here. Like what? Like what is inaccurate? I don't remember off the top of my head, but like some of the event frequency stuff is definitely wrong. Some of the... There's little details from like named items that are wrong. So... Yeah, there's a decent amount of stuff that's just wrong. Maybe not a decent amount, maybe that's overstating things a bit, but... Yeah, no, imagine claiming half a hill, right? Not exactly military geniuses here. Well, the Brigand Homeowners Association informed them that they weren't allowed to build past this line here, and they'd need a permit to go beyond it, and there's a lot of red tape, so they just decided not to. That's true, they did wear hats though, mostly. There's a few questionable hats, but they did at least wear them. So we gotta give them credit for that. That's pretty good for Briggies. Dreaded Henrik. That's quite the name. Right, yeah, exactly. Lord Jingo gets it. Finally, someone with some sense in this community. We don't view our homes as places to live. That would be ridiculous. These are investment vehicles. And if we drive the property tax, the prices down and we start bringing people to the neighborhood that we don't want there, we can't have that, you know? So we gotta keep the west side of this hill clear. Alright, I hope I don't hurt Brock. Oh, good. Oh yeah, I mean, goblin bureaucracy, that's probably the stuff of nightmares. No question. They do have some creative yard decor, that's true. One must imagine that the yard decor is related to the foodstuffs that you see them eating. Just speculation, of course. It's either donkey meat or something else. No way to know. Right, no more than 5 heads on pikes. Pikes must be painted but they can only be painted within natural human colors. They must be separated by at least, but not more than, 3 to 5 feet. I'm sure there are other rules that I'm missing. It's been a while since I've checked the bylaws. Why are zombies not affected by injuries? Good question. You would think that they too could get a broken knee, given that they still do have knees and that's how they're walking. Right, yeah. Yeah, they still use the human feet measurements, of course, which are measured in terms of actual human feet. Of course. And that's why we have to attack them. We are actually part of the cabal, you know, the Goblin Lawyers Association. Whatever. I don't know. Alright, we're gonna move these items back onto the squad. This guy had that. This guy had that. Okay. Hill Owners Associate mandates. Oh my god. It's funny because it's true. It sounds like there's a lot of people who've had to deal with this. I haven't personally, thankfully, but I have had friends that have had to deal with it, which I do not envy. Turns out that the greenskin invasion was just a contract bylaw where they had to cooperate and didn't anticipate it, so they did so begrudgingly, only to turn on each other, as many homeowners association, what would they even be, councils do. So let's see, what do I take as the secondary here? I probably got enough fatigue. Don't think I need to go above 97. I think that's going to be good enough. It's a little low, considering I like to keep a weapon on quick hands. Let's get just a bit of resolve. Yeah, I mean, I kind of think it would be interesting if the game had a little bit more with damage types, but if it did, it would definitely need it to be a lot more explicit. Because even the skeleton stuff is not as clear as maybe it could be at first glance. Boards. Yeah, that's the word. That's the word I was looking for. HOA boards. Ugh. All right, let's get Zerk. We're kind of trying something. I normally do fearsome before, but maybe I'll get more value out of Zerk. I'm not sure. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna continue on. Excellent. We are finally professionals. Fortress Remnants. We'll go ahead and take that one. I guess I'm not doing a very good job of getting far from civilization. Kind of feels bad to not have the card upgrade, but oh well. I spent my money on other dumb stuff. Okay, so we got a decayed coat of scales. I do want that. It's a kind of scary weapon. So... Yeah, the retinue that gives more champions. I plan on getting that one, actually. I plan on having that be my third retinue slot. And I'm going to replace the recruiter with the lookout, which, if I had a bit more money, I would definitely do before traveling to like places in the map that I've never been. But it is what it is. I know. I'm broke because I've been wasting my money on really dumb stuff. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. That's exactly what I've been doing, and exactly how it happened. I'm not gonna hide the truth. Okay, there's the Geists. So these two aren't gonna be able to do anything. But the start of next turn, this one's just going to hop right over and into this hex. So, make sure to leave that available for him. Get this guy in range to swing at that Geist next turn. Okay, so this guy will either go there or there. Could make it that specific spot, but I suppose if that guy rises up, I don't want to do that. So. Oh. Duh. For some reason, in my head, I was 4 hexes away, not 3. Oh, my dog is whimpering at the door. I'll be back in 1 second. All right, I'm back. So what should be my plan to do with these Geists? Do I just keep pushing forward and try to carve through and take him out? I guess so. This guy's got traumatized, so he will certainly run if I move him forward. Get him, Dogie. Well, he tried. Dog, where are you going? Alright, well, so much for the brave dogs. Dang. It's a questionable maneuver. But it did work. Oh, kind of thought that the fallen hero would walk in range of the tank, but he did not. Okay, so the question I'm kind of asking myself at this point in the fight is, do I want to dagger down this decayed coat of scales? Do I risk the damage? I kind of do want it, because I've got one fatigue neutral that I can scarcely even call a fatigue neutral, at least at the moment, with this 150 armor. And it would be nice. So I think I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I can perma-disable with knockback. That's true. That is true. They only have enough AP to either attack or move, but not both. So this guy will go one of two directions. We'll see which of the two he chooses. Okay. Let's just get around him. Don't want the dogs entering. Yeah. That's another thing, is I can always whip them. Yeah, whatever. Nope, that's not what I meant to do. Also, I somehow managed to put the bros with terrible... Oh, okay. Put the bros with the terrible knives in range of him somehow, too. Okay, so we got the decayed coat of scales. Not as good as a regular coat of scales. Very stinky. But, you know, it still offers good protection if you don't mind the smell. And, of course, we like seeing these. These weapons here, too. Or, weapons. These sellable items. Speaking of weapons, we got the two-handed flail. I don't think we're going to... I don't know if I'd rather have the two-handed flail or this two-handed skullhammer. Probably the two-handed flail is better, actually. Yeah, it's definitely better. Maybe not without mastery, though. No, I don't think so. Not without mastery. Yeah, I mean, with mastery, they're great. Without mastery, they're a lot less great. But I do agree with you. I do like them, and I do think they're underrated. However, without mastery, they're not so great. But with mastery, they're incredible. Alright, let's get this guy nimble. And so we will now transition him into nimble armor get up. I think this is good enough. Excellent. Got nimble here. Wow, that is an incredible head of hair. Orc chain flail, bro. I made one last run. And he performed really well with pretty middling stats, actually. Alright, another +4 for Lord Jingo. You'll love to see it. And let's grab hit points and melee skill. And then let's... Oh, right. I was going to say, let's go duelist. I already assigned the perk point. But yeah, if you've got a bro with iron lungs, you can make them stam neutral with a Zerk chain. Whatever it's called. The heavy blah 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 blah. Okay. So thinking of, yeah, whatever. I'll just keep moving outward. Exploring more of the map. Okay, some food went bad. A defensible outpost erected by goblins. Not too bad. Could do that. If we do that, we should probably put on the kite shields. And or wait for nighttime. Lots of skirmishers, some ambushers. That's a decent volume of little gobos. It's afternoon. We're gonna walk a little bit out just to scout more, but then we'll circle back right around nighttime. This is their home. All right, so we're gonna fight this. I think what I'll do is simply put the kite shields here at the center in front of the ranged bros, and then we'll move them up first. Hey, Grib. How's it going? How goes, you know, life in the world of Grib? Okay, so we are going to move the kite shields forward. And maybe just wait up on this hill. Let them all shoot uphill in here. Will they still be targetable? Hard to say, since we can't see. But I think, you know, these obstacles are getting in the way. But I think it's fine. You know, since the crazy thing is, you have an ethos that I largely agree with for turning plebs into chads, and I kind of love it. I feel like most of your everything in Battle Brothers has been sort of focused on that simple approach. Like, I feel like that's the essence of the Some Weird Sins ethos, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, for sure. Because you don't know if you'll get chads. In fact, unless you're cheating, using tryout and other such things, you often won't. So you'll need to make do with what you've got. Oh yeah, I didn't even check yeah, these are up to code. There's about space for one human body between them. Good call. Manifest Destiny's child. I can't believe I didn't even check. Let's see. Yeah, chances to hit are gonna be pretty low at night. Kind of like this guy right where he is. Acting as a screening force, standing in front of these two, basically acting as an arrow magnet. It is working, that is where they're firing him. So I'm just gonna leave him there. Hopefully I don't lose any dogs playing like this. It is possible. Some of the dogs might move forward and... The great irony of me saying that is I can hear my dog barking outside. I don't know if it comes through on the microphone. Okay, I got a blast for 4 right up there. No, I don't, because I am poisoned. So, I'll just do that. Not a very good shot, but... Hold's a little hurt. Might kind of hang him back a tiny bit. Okay. Nice. Or, as my Korean students used to say when they were in the PC cafes, because of course I went there too, and then I'd see my students and they'd see their teacher and it was weird for everyone. But they'd say, nice, nice, when they were playing their games together. It was very endearing to hear him speak in English out in the wild. Turning Chads into plebs is, is this where we insult the Reddit builds? Oh, I shouldn't move that guy forward. No, I can't blast. There are a lot of goblins at this camp. Who could have possibly predicted this? Okay, so Everold's definitely going to need to back up. Okay, don't hit Faust. No! Okay, he'll probably be alright. We found their HOA violation. You know what that means. As is written in the bylaws, they must be murdered. It's the only way. You can't be breaking, you know. We live in a society, you know? These are the consequences. They knew what they were doing. If they weren't breaking the rules, we wouldn't have to do this, you know? God, you guys are good at this. I don't know how fortunate I am to have gotten a little community of people who are just like perfectly sassy, but this chat is on point. I am enjoying this. This is delicious. This is delicious commentary going on. I'm loving it. See? That guy just got what he had coming. Same with those two. And you know what? That one goblin needs to survive to let the rest of Goblin Society know what happened here. Got a named shield. You know, given that I'm keeping these pocket kite shields to take out more let's reset. This helps me kill more goblins, so I don't hate it. There's an anti-goblin tool in the goblin camp. It's not something that I will make normal use of, but it is something that is genuinely going to be useful in certain fights. So I'm not mad about it. I'm really not. So let's start out here. Get rid of the quivers. We'll get rid of crappy stuff that's nearly broken. Helmets, I guess. Throwing axes, food that's about to go bad. There we go. That's better. No, this isn't copium. This is, like, don't get me wrong, this is not a high value item. I'm not gonna pretend, right? I'm not gonna say it's something that it isn't. However, what it is and what it does are make me able to just take out goblins. And I'm not mad about that. I'm not justifying. I was bringing out the kite shields. This is just a fancy kite shield. It's a low value item. But I'm still not mad. Would I rather have the hit points here or the melee defense? Maybe more hit points. The banner is still a target for arrows and things, and let's prevent injuries too by just keeping his hit point total a little higher. And then what perk do I take here? Probably just Pathfinder. Shields, armor, and hats only. I mean, that's not bad. Weapons are exciting, but armors are still pretty good. Still, you want to balance though. I'm not gonna pretend like you don't. All right, I may as well give this guy a mastery. He's already got the weapon set up for it. Let's make it axe. Put a group of 3 fatigue neutrals right across the center. I don't mind fighting goblins either, honestly. I think they're kind of fun to fight. They do a good job of countering certain builds, like fatigue neutrals and things like that are really good against other enemies that are not as good against goblins. So I kind of like them, honestly. So I too am a masochist, is kind of what I'm saying. And what's going to provide the most value here with this point? I just grab Forge. His armor's already looking pretty poor. I don't really have backup Forge armors though, which is too bad. Not really, anyway. Yeah. Sort of, yeah. Hey, I actually think that is a much better and more interesting design for goblins. Though, coincidentally, I actually am literally about to go play Dungeons and Dragons with my my crew right now. So let's go give some love to Trounsey, who looks like he's like a mostly RimWorld player. I have not watched their Battle Brothers play, but let's give him some love. I will be off. For all of you, have a wonderful day or evening wherever you are. Ta-ta.